Hey folks, we'll do a quick video here this morning. Just kind of show you a little bit of what I got set up, and so if you're thinking about doing something like this, you can at least see the results that I got. It's not a how-to video by any means, just what I've done and the results that I got out of it. So if you're thinking about doing something like that, then maybe it'd help you out a little bit. So I'm gonna flip the camera around here if I can figure out how to do it. All right, so what we got is I'm on 12 acres, and I've got about an acre planted right in here. I'm somewhat rural, somewhat suburban. You can probably hear the cars going by. There's a road, a fairly decent highway that goes, it's probably a couple hundred yards over there. But it's a 2-lane, but everybody that's up in the mountains coming into the city to work travels that highway, so it gets quite a bit of traffic. And then I'm kind of in the corner, so it goes on out, and then there's another road that comes up a couple hundred yards up this way. It's a little bit smaller, but I'm kind of in the corner of that road, and this is a little ways off that road, but that's kind of where we're set up at. And then if I turn 180 degrees around, there's a old girl, so that that road comes on out here. You can kind of see the cut, and the ridge comes up here. There's a cut in that ridge. The road goes out, and there's a pretty good chunk of property out this way. There's some houses kind of over here and some fields and stuff. You can kind of see them through the tree line there. But that's kind of the layout. I don't hold deer on here, but they move through quite a bit. So I've got, and that being said, I haven't planted in a few years, and I don't have as many deer out here this year. I've got one doe on camera and 4 or 5 bucks. It's still got a couple of years, so I probably won't shoot anything out of here this year, but I like seeing them on the camera. Got skunks and coyotes and all that kind of stuff on here. But anyways, this is kind of what we're looking at. So I planted this. It was overgrown with weeds, sprayed it a couple of times, and then had a dry patch in the summer, so I didn't get this stuff planted until too late. But I planted iron clay cowpeas and sorghum in here. The sorghum was kind of just for the cowpeas to grow on, and then I thought if it heads out, I'll leave it and see if the turkeys or the doves or whatever birds will come in and eat that stuff. And then maybe the deer will eat it, once it gets cold enough. I've heard, once it gets cold and frosts up, that stuff, the sugars start forming in it, and they'll eat it a little bit later in the year. But anyways, it was just for the cowpeas to grow on. And so I'll kind of show you what I got here. Like I said, this kind of a layout. It's a little bit flat in here. Doesn't get quite as much sun. There's a little creek runs right on the other side of those trees. It's probably 4 or 5 feet wide. Real slow moving creek. But this is flat in here. Stays a little shadier because of the trees. And then you can kind of tell it goes up the hill a little bit. And there's a few trees spread out in here. There's a gum tree. I got a stand hung in it. And a little ground blind set kind of right in here-ish. But I'll give you like cowpeas. You're not going to be able to see a whole bunch of them in here because of the sorghum. And this is, if you've looked at videos like this before, let's see if I can get that thing to focus. Let me find it right here. I need to step into the sun a little bit. There you go. You can kind of see that vine. There's, right in here, this deer been hammering that stuff, and it's like this all over. I just walked through. I'm gonna plant some oats and dwarf Essex grape here in a couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm waiting on a rain. It's been dry right now too, but anyways, they've just been hammering those cowpeas all the way through the whole plot. And so, like I said, I didn't plant them in time this year to get them in here early. And some guys will tell you, and they're probably right, by all means, that, you know, if you plant summer plots and things like that, it'll turn into kind of a dough factory. And I'm all about that. I'll eat the heck out of a doe. Like, I like shooting big antlers, but I like eating more. But anyways, so dude, you just, you know what you're getting when you do that stuff, or try it and don't know what you're getting, but find out. And we'll walk up here a little bit. So down there in that flat where it was low. Oh, by the way, there's a couple of persimmon trees right here. You can see them. They got persimmons all over them as you go up. And the same thing, once it frosts up and those things start turning the sugars in them, start making them sweet. Or that cold. This is the Tennessee education, but once the cold transforms those sugars, they get sweeter, and deer eat them a little better. But anyways, a couple persimmon trees. And then once you kind of get into here, we'll walk out in here a little bit and see it. There's some patches that, that low spot down there didn't grow as well as far as the sorghum goes. But the cowpeas did really well. This section up here got a little more sun, and like I said, I planted them late. See, they're not as tall, and they may not even mature out, but they're starting to grow. I was kind of impressed with just how much of that stuff's there. And there's, you can see heads out through there, and that's about as tall as just the top of the leaves. There's a few of them sticking up, but anyways, we'll see how that goes here in a month or two. It starts getting good and cold. See if anything starts to eat it. But I'm gonna come in and I'll mow a couple of strips kind of down through here where that sorghum didn't grow as good. And I'm gonna plant some oats and some Essex rape and see if any of that, see how they like that. I've never planted oats before. I planted rye grain. Oats were supposed to not come back in the spring, which I think will be kind of nice. It's supposed to be a green manure for the soil, but they're not supposed to come back there in the spring. So that'll help me out. I still got a bunch of weeds and stuff in here I need to take care of at some point here in the springtime, but for right now, it's a lot better than it was. It used to be this was just a huge briar patch in here. It's great for blackberry picking, but not so much for this stuff. So anyways, if you're thinking about doing it, cowpeas, I've always had good luck out of those, and deer wearing them out early on. So if you bow hunt, it's a good way to get deer in. Like I said, I just didn't get them in as early enough this year. And they'll grow back. So if I said, deer been hitting them, all over. They're right in here. You can see I don't know if you can see it, how good you can see it in there, but deer been wearing these out. Anyways, just, those cowpeas will work for you during the summer. Like I said, if you bow hunt, just start getting them in. And I didn't get them in early enough this year to draw a whole lot in, but we start working on it and getting better by doing it year by year. And I'll rotate this stuff out a little bit. I got another stretch that goes out. You can see where that tree's changing colors down there. There's some, mowed along the creek. Sorry, moved my hand, not the camera. Mowed along the creek, so there's a strip kind of goes down through there. I may try to rotate crops a little bit next year and get where I can plant this in corn maybe, and plant cowpeas and sorghum down there, and then next year switch it up after that. So anyways, we'll see how it goes, and I'll try to do some update videos. I need to trap a few coyotes out of here anyways. We can do some videos on that stuff too, but we'll I'll say I'll keep you updated. I'm probably terrible at doing videos and stuff, but that's kind of what I'm working with for right now. So like I said, I'll try to post some more, and I hope that helps you out anyways. Oh, I did fertilized it with triple 10. I can't remember how much it was. Basically I just put it in a spreader and ran around and spread it until I got the whole field done and called it good. So, all right, there you go. Until the next one, good luck.